Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever part of the world you are. It's a great plumping pleasure, of course, all the time to have you on the line. I see one person is on. Let's give it a quick minute and see if more people can tune in. If you're online with us already, please go ahead and share the link on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you are. Go ahead and share the link, please. Get more people on the line. Once we get to a number, we're going to kick it off. If you're online, go ahead, please share the link and let's have more people on the line watching. We have some very important information to give you. We have a great guest with us today. He's going to tell you about the IT industry, but most importantly, he's going to give you a reason why you should be part of this industry, right? Our job here is just to circulate information. My job is just to make sure people get information, have ideas, and have ways by which they can certainly move forward in life, right? The opportunities are plenty, things are happening in the industry, a lot is going on, a lot of opportunities. In recent times, a lot of people have been very edgy and anxious and thinking about a recession coming, and they are wondering what is going to be happening. This is the time. If you are not part of the IT industry yet, you should be part of that industry, because the IT industry generally is recession proof. The reason why is because anytime there is a difficulty in the economy, people still use technology even more, right? That's when technology companies expand instead, because they are looking at providing people alternatives. If you don't want to drive, you can do live shows like I'm doing. You need technology to communicate, you need technology to order stuff. So all of these opportunities are plenty. Thank you so much for the people joining us. We are glad. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share the link, please. Share the link if you're on Facebook. Let's have a few more people join us, just so that way we can share this information to more people at the same time, right? Invite your friends, invite family, invite people to join us on this. We're glad to have you on the line today. Join us for the show. So in a few minutes, I'll be bringing on our guest, okay, for today, and he's going to be talking to us about some very interesting different things. He's going to be talking to us about his own journey and how he's come so far. But I'm sure if you're interested in the industry, which I want to urge you to be, you're going to learn something from what he's going to say, because he's going to give you a real life example of how you're able to navigate and start off in this industry. If you are even remotely interested in just starting off in the IT industry, we can help you with that, right? We can give you a chance to position yourself in a way that will be beneficial not only for you, but for your families and your friends, right? So if you're watching us, please go ahead, ask your people to join, share the link, invite people to join, right? We want to be able to reach as many people as possible. So just give me a minute here. Don't go yet. Just give me a minute, and we'll be able to join to continue with the program. I just want to share this link on Facebook so that we can have a lot more people coming on with us. Okay. I just want to share this link, and I'm going to be sharing it now. And you should be able to get more people coming on. Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much for joining. We appreciate you for coming and joining us today. Welcome to the show. Please, let's give it a minute or two so more people can join us. Welcome to the show. We are glad to have you. Welcome. I'm getting really excited. I'm glad. Thank you, the Leads People Digital Agency. Thank you for hopping on YouTube. Thank you very much. And
Good stuff.
wonderful. Good. So, everybody, it's a pleasure. We're already on the show. We promised to start at 6:45 Eastern, 5:45. So at this point, I'm going to be inviting our guest on the show. And I want to invite everybody to welcome a friend, a brother of mine, Kofi. And I want to take a few minutes to introduce this gentleman, okay? This is a gentleman who comes with a lot of experience in different things in life. But most importantly, he's very focused about advancing people through showing by example, through leading by the way he leads, by the way he talks. He walks the walk and he talks the talk, right? He's coming to us today with a lot of experience from, the security space or through the financial space and now the technology space, right? He's a senior engineer, technology engineer. He works for a Fortune 500 company. In addition to that, he runs a private business advising people on financial management and how they can be able to leverage financial activities, leverage financial solutions to better their lives. So please, if you can hear me very well, can you go ahead and just text yes? If you can hear me, text yes. If you can hear me, go ahead and text yes. Good. So, Kofi, welcome. I'm glad to have you in the studio today. How are you, sir?
I am doing very well. Can you hear me perfectly?
Yes, I can hear you very well, and I hope our televiewers are able to hear us too very well. I'm glad to have you today. Welcome. I know you have a very, very busy schedule. You have another Toastmasters meeting coming up in the next couple of minutes, but I wanted to take some time to just talk to you, right? To educate the people watching us today and people who are going to watch these videos because the live show we are doing now is streaming on multiple platforms. And after this, the video will be available for people to watch for as long as they want to, right? So I just wanted to take a minute. I know we don't have too much time. So just tell me a little bit, Kofi. How did you find yourself in IT? I was looking at your curriculum vitae, I was looking at your background, and you've done quite some interesting things with your life. How did you find yourself in IT?
Great question. How did I find myself in IT? Because when you know me, or even when you look at me, I don't even look like IT guy. IT guy, no
That's,
talk
you don't look
about
like
it.
a geek for sure.
Well, our journey in this country is diverse. I've been in this country for 25 years now.
Hmm.
Originally from the country that is spelled like to go. So we came in, of course, if you want to follow the right step, you do what the people who brought you here, or the first people that you meet, or the friend, the brothers, whatever.
Hmm.
For me, it was about going to school, because the people were
Right.
here before I got here. You gotta go to school. Then
Absolutely.
somebody would love to talk, right? I want something about the law. So I went to school criminal justice. Today
Oh,
I
wow.
tell people that it's just a big name, but there's no money in it. Okay. Criminal justice, just like it was not enough, add security management to it. Right. That's what I did in school.
Hmm.
Then start working. But here and there, I was jumping from business to business, looking for another opportunity to add more to the table. I am married, I have 3 kids, so wanted to do more. Finally, a friend of mine told me about this IT field and was actually telling me about we have our African community. We have to do what the Indians have done, what other communities are doing, and get into the IT field because the field is so huge. For me,
Absolutely.
even if I have to do a presentation in PowerPoint, I am in the business, in the financial business, but I like to share, to talk. But when I do presentation, people were like, wow, Kofi is doing PowerPoint. That means that I don't have any IT background. That's what I meant, right? But I asked the guy, okay, how much it costs? He said a couple thousand. How long is it going to take? It's going to take about 4 months or something like that. So what am I losing? IT field is big. Let me jump into this thing and see what that is. That's how I found myself in IT, neither knowing what I was getting myself into.
Correct.
But I'm telling you that I have to put this on the top that it has been one of my biggest decisions, one of the brightest decisions. And I'm in IT now for 2 years going. And I can tell you that IT is the place to be.
Wonderful, wonderful. I can imagine, Kofi. And just like most immigrants who come to America, if you're listening to us from any part of the world, this opportunity is not only limited to America, right? But we'll just give examples because of the locality we live in now and all of that, right? But I mean, looking at you, Kofi, for sure, I can tell that you've certainly done a few other things in your life, right? So I would say you are not the young college graduate who just got into IT, right? You are a guy who went around, saw a few things, tried a few things, and still found a way to get to IT. So tell me, for somebody sitting and listening to you, right? They're middle age, maybe 30 or 35 or 40, right? Is it too late to get into IT? And how? What does it really take to pivot into it at that point in your life? Because I'm imagining that you probably got into the industry to ride in your middle age or maybe in the later part of your 30s or maybe 40s. I don't know, right? What does it take and is it too late?
Well, if I hear you well, you're pretty much asking if for somebody hearing me now, if it is too late to pivot, what
Yes,
does it take to be in IT? Is that correct?
absolutely, absolutely.
Well, I hope that a lot of people listen to this now can actually take my word for it when I say that I did not have any IT background before I jump into IT. That's number one, meaning that anybody, anybody can actually do this because what it takes is just you making this decision, right? When you see this field, and the field is so huge. Just to give you a simple example, I know 4 people in my job place that are also as a title data engineer, right? And when I ask them to chit chat a little bit and explain a couple things to me, or I'm talking to them about what I do, they do different things. It's just to tell
Correct.
you that the data engineer, the field alone is so huge. Mind you, I was formed as Oracle DBA, database administrator, Oracle. And I did that for a year and a half. And being a data engineer now, another platform. So what does it take? I am telling you that it takes you to be part of this IT field. It takes decision from you to be part of this thing. It's never too late. And I always tell my friend after I found this thing that for things to change, you have to change.
To change.
For
Absolutely.
things to get better, you have to get better. That's why we have to stay aggressive coming into this field, knowing that if this criminal justice guy who has no IT background can do this, I can also do it. So it takes
Absolutely.
just you to be part of it.
Absolutely, absolutely, Kofi. And you know, when I listen to you talk, I feel the passion, and most importantly, it's just not the passion. It's not only a feeling, but I see the determination, right? I see the desire. And one of the things I pick up from your conversation, from our conversation right now, is your transparency and your honesty, right? And your willingness to just make sure that this brilliant, very, very fruitful opportunity you are involved in, other people can also take advantage and benefit from that, right? So tell me a little bit for the young people, because what I see is, of course, a lot of the things we're doing today, we started in our mid 30s, maybe late 40, mid 40, early 40s. For a young man, a young lady listening to us in their 20s, what are you going to be telling them about the opportunities and the mid career people? What are the opportunities that abound for them in the industry?
Well, uh, this opportunity for the young people and the mid-career people to get in this, I will tell them this is the right time. This is the right time because, before we had to go to school, go after degrees, right? Get a school loan over school loan, and then coming out just to pay for it, right? But
Mm-hmm.
today, when you see, and I hope I'm talking to this community, this African community, because we are not aggressive. When you see your own brothers and sisters telling you that we have found the new gold, and the new gold is spell IT, right?
Yes.
That whether you are young, whether you are mid-career, you can come in and make a life, a different life with this opportunity. Like I say, the opportunity is so huge, right? Me working and getting into this thing, you have to put yourself into it though. The guy who taught me this class is actually from IT Icon. He was with a different company, now with IT Icon for the last couple years now. He told me that if you really want to do this, right? It is just up to yourself. You make a decision. And I love to scare people a little bit before telling them the truth. The scary part is we start this class, we were about 15 to start the class. Everybody was so excited. We want to do these things. We want to change our life. By the
Yeah.
time we finished the class, we were 5 to finish the class. What
Uh-huh.
happened to the other 10? They will tell you, life got to them, this and that. But do you really want to change your life? When you see opportunity like this, I'm inviting all the young people today. I'm inviting all the mid-career who have been thinking that this thing is so big, is so hard, they cannot do it, to look at themselves in the mirror, right? And tell the person they are looking at and say that this is it. This is the decision you're going to make in this IT field. It is really doable because the opportunity is there for you, young, old, middle age. Please join this team and learn to change your life and to change your life and follow a path because success has clue. And the
Yeah.
one doing now, you yourself there, Mr. Gustavach, when you came with this opportunity with IT Icon, with the whole team, the whole staff, changing the life in our community, I
Yeah.
applaud you. I say kudos to you. And no family in our African community should be left behind. This is the opportunity. And this is what we need to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Kofi, while you were speaking, I was just thinking, interestingly enough, I got a call today, right? And this young lady calls me and it says, Mr. Achu, how are you? I said, fine. And the lady says, I'm a DNP, I'm a doctor of nursing practice, right? I am just sick and tired of doing what I do. I have to drive in traffic, I have to go to work, I work all day, I get tired, I make some good money, but I want to do something else. Do you have an opportunity for me? And it took me aback for a little bit. I mean, a doctor in nursing practice, for certainly 10 times smarter than I am. Okay, I'm not doctor. We just come with opportunity for people to get into technology and where everybody can thrive. And I was impressed and I asked her, "But why do you want to do this?" She said, number one, I just want to be able to work from the comfort of my home. Number two, I just want to be able to apply myself in other ways. Number three, I want to have the flexibility to be part of every activity my children do without necessarily needing to worry if somebody is going to die if I leave or not. Right? I said, well, you're in the right industry. And she lined up for one of the courses, the Scrum Master course, which just started yesterday. And she's going to start taking the classes tomorrow. So I just want to lay credence to what you say, Kofi, especially what you've been insisting on. The time is now. It's not next week, it's not tomorrow, it's now. So you and me know IT is a great industry and it's a broad industry, Kofi. Where are the areas of growth in your judgment from your experience? Where are the areas where growth abounds in IT? What are some of the courses? Somebody is listening to you now and is thinking, yeah, I hear IT, sounds good. What can I do? What course can I pursue?
Okay. Since I still have a little bit hard time to hear you clearly, you ask. People are asking about this opportunity. What kind of courses do I need to take?
Yeah,
What kind of
what
field
courses should
in
we?
the IT
Yeah,
I need to take, right?
exactly. Exactly.
Like we said, that it is just you, right? When you look at the whole IT field, right, you'll see things like Scrum Master. You'll be like, what is that, right? Oracle DBA, AWS Solution, architect, AWS engineer. It's all about the IT field. I gave you my own example. I started as Oracle DBA. What I'm doing now has nothing to do with Oracle. At one point, I did the two jobs, right? I did Oracle, I did also this data engineer thing, and also, mind you, have my business with my financial field all being overwhelmed. I told myself that sticking with IT would be a good choice, right? So whether you pick anything that you want to do, I don't want
Yeah.
anybody to take my example and say, oh, he was an Oracle DBA, let me go Oracle DBA. No.
Mhm.
With IT Icon, you will see all of those things that I just talked about. You want to be a
Correct.
school master. In my job, we have a school master, right? We have people who do different things. So
Absolutely.
you will see that in the IT field, it's not about getting a loan to go to school and pay that loan. When it comes to being being financially sound, you're not gonna be, overnight a millionaire, okay? But I remember that when we came in this country, even I would say 5 years ago, when somebody said that I am making $25 per hour, I am making $30 per hour, you will be like, oh wow, that's big money. As
That's
a friend
right.
of mine was telling me the last time that we need to get our young people to come into the police force because they're paying good. And I asked, how much are they paying? Say they start you 30, then you go 32. And I'm like, okay, have you heard about 55 per hour before, 60 per hour before, 65 per hour before? When we
That's
go
right.
to struggle and we go places we want to buy something and we say it is too expensive. Actually, it's not that it is too expensive. It is only because we can afford it. And the reason why
That's
we
right.
can afford it, it is because of the job we are doing, right?
Correct.
So when you are in this IT field that we are telling you about, right, you will go to places and know that it's not $25 per hour that has been when you thought was close to heaven, it's not that, right? That you can get better. You can get more because of this opportunity that's open to our community. And I'm telling people, come in, pick anything that you want to pick. All you need is your mindset, telling yourself, I'm going to start this, no matter how I'm going to finish it. And guess what? In your path, you're not going to be alone because you have people that can actually help you along the way. All it takes is you to make the decision and say, yeah, I'm going to do it. That's it.
Absolutely, Kofi. Absolutely. And if you're just joining us, we're happy. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our community. Please share the link, invite your friend. And if you're interested, there's going to be a link in the comment section. You can click that link with 4 clicks. You just fill some information and you can book an appointment and talk to me one-on-one. And we'll be able to coach you on the different areas of IT and how we can help you get on with your career in IT. If you are interested, don't hesitate, just book an appointment and we'll be able to get to you and talk to you about that. So, Kofi, you said something very interesting, and big salute and big regards to all the police officers who are out there, putting their lives on the line and protecting us. And I just want to make sure that everyone listening or doesn't think maybe Kofi's allusion was anything demeaning. No, he's a guy from a criminal security. What is that again, Kofi? What is it you studied again? Uh,
Criminal justice.
Criminal justice, of course. So you can tell he was on the path. He could easily become a police officer. We have big respect for them. We're just trying to say there are other opportunities out there.
Yes.
Today, people have options, right? And there are options that can deliver different levels of value for you. The IT industry today is interesting. The IT industry today is laid with a lot of opportunity for very little return on investment. Kofi here is a guy who has a financial business and he's doing that too. And let me ask you this, Kofi. Based on your experience so far, I know you certainly are a passionate guy with everything you do, including your financial management company, right? When you look at your career now as an IT specialist, right, as a data engineer, and the passion you have for helping elevate yourself, your family, and the community, how has your IT career been able to help you hit your financial goals?
That's one of the ice on the cake right there. Because first of all, let me tell you that how many email I'm receiving, people flooded my email saying DBA job opening, engineer, data engineer opening.
Yes,
I cannot do it all.
yes,
That's why I need my people to come in, right? And then when you start doing this, like you mentioned, being part of this financial field for 10 years now, I work with Asian, and these Asian people, they came in this country, most of them just like us. But I blame us, saying that we are not aggressive like them. they start businesses, they have money. So being in the financial business, when I sit down with clients, whether with my leader or myself, I see these Asian people putting aside easily $500 a month, $600 a month, $1,000 a month into their tomorrows, into retirement. We need to know where our money is going. And I sit down in my community and I have people doing $100 a month, $150 a month. And I have these Asian leaders making a couple $100 a year, 250, half a meal, 750 my leader is making a year. And then people ask me, are they not doing the same thing as you're doing? I say, yes, they're doing the same thing. But let me tell you something. When their client is doing $500 a month, $600 a month, $1,000 a month, and this is a commission field, and my people are doing $100 a month, who do you think is going to make more money? The Asian are going to make more money, of course.
Mhm.
But now that you find yourself in this IT field and making a decent, I'm not even talking a big money, a decent money that you can actually afford to save the same thing that these Asians have been saving, you know that you have now the freedom when you think about your financial future, knowing how that's work, knowing where you can put your money for tomorrow, and you have the money to put there. It's not about struggling and put $100 and 6 months later you call and you say, you know what, can I skip this month because of the job we are doing. So I will tell you, I will tell all the people watching us that this field will actually help you save, save big time for your future, for your family, and even allow you to travel. And when we talk about traveling, it's not just about save, 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 and going back to where you came from. That's not the vacation we're talking about, okay? But being able
Yeah,
to afford big time vacation with your family because the IT field is allowing you to do something like that. So in financial
absolutely.
field, I know that this IT has helped me a lot, putting money away for my family. Yes.
Amazing, amazing, Kofi. And talking about vacations, I saw some beautiful pictures of yours a few weeks ago. I think you were in Jamaica or Cozumel or somewhere there, just relaxing with your family. I saw the smile on their face, and I could tell this man is not worried about bills. He's certainly worried about how soon he hits his next second million or 10 million or something. But hey, Kofi, I'm very, very glad you take the time to come and talk to people, right? To come and educate our people on the possibilities that lie ahead in this industry, right? And I know in the next 5 minutes you'll be jumping on your other meeting to continue to educate and empower the community. Do you have any last words for the people? There is something I always like. There's a story you usually talk about a book you read, and I love that. Do you want to share it with the televiewers today?
Now, come again. What was the last part you want me to share?
Oh, before we get to that, actually, there's a question from the Leeds People Digital Agency. And the question is, I think you can answer that. What advice do you have for someone who feels IT just sounds too cumbersome to understand and so scary to venture into? Thank you for that
Okay.
question, the Lead
You know,
People Agency. We appreciate that
oh,
question.
oh, I have my favorite story to share now. My favorite story to share because I love to read also. Okay, and I share this story so much. It is my go-to stories to tell people out there that are scary and to tell them you have nothing to lose. At least me, I can tell you, I came in the IT field knowing that this is a couple $1,000 certification thing, training thing. I had nothing to lose because in this country I have used way more than that. I have lost way more than that. So this is what I tell people. If you have never read this book, I'm telling you to go read this book, okay? The book is called Chunk by Steve Harvey. If you are watching this now, if you ever worry about your financial state, I'm telling you that just like that book was saying in summary, you will find yourself at the edge of life. You are at the edge of your life. And you know what? Life is asking you something. Listen to me very clearly. Life is asking you something, and that thing is to jump. Life is asking you to jump and not to be afraid, right? And what life is promising you is that if you jump, your parachute will open.
Absolutely.
If you jump, your parachute will
Hmm.
open.
Hmm.
When will that open? I don't know. When I finished my class, it took me 6 months. I've been preparing to find something. 6 months. I have seen some
To find a
people,
job.
they have never even finished their class before they find a job. I've seen people, they finish their class a month later. I've seen people a year later. So when you jump, your parachute will open. But guess what? If you don't jump, your parachute will never open. So what
Hmm.
are you afraid of? When you know that by jumping, eventually, and I want you to put that word down right now, eventually your parachute will open. I will tell you, stop being afraid, go ahead and jump, my friend, because your parachute will open. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's true. I think you said some very salient things. Eventually, the beautiful thing about that particular word is that it eliminates totally impossibility. It eliminates definiteness. It just says at some point it is going to happen, right? Now, the beautiful. Thank you for that question. The Lead People Digital Agency, right? It's a very, very interesting question. It's a beautiful question because I also have been in IT for 11 years today. So my story is not too different from Kofi because as human beings, naturally, we are conditioned to want safety and guarantee. We are conditioned to want to know what lies ahead, even though it's impossible. But we don't realize that we have the power to determine what lies ahead. Because at some point, if you keep knocking, the door is going to open for you. That is a guarantee. And what is even more interesting is that, especially in the IT industry, this is what I experience, and everybody who joins the industry experiences it. No matter how long it takes you to get a job in the industry, you realize immediately that it didn't even take you long enough for the worth of what you're
Yes,
getting.
very true.
I don't know if it makes sense. Now we're talking about life here. We're talking about serious stuff. We're talking here, we're not talking about a movie in Hollywood or some video game. I will take myself as an example. Before I got into the industry, I was working as an LVN, as a nurse, right? I had four jobs, Kofi. I was making at that time, I did four jobs around the clock for 1 year, and I made $60,000, about $62,000. And I went to IT school for about, it was a longer program, Oracle Database Administrator. It took me about 5 months. It took me another 6, 7 months to get a job. But the first opportunity I got, my first offer letter was $98,000. In addition to that, the company gave me a signing bonus of $7,000. And then they gave me a relocation bonus for moving from Minnesota to Texas, Austin, where I live, of $4,000. So because I started the pay period within the first, after 1 week, my first paycheck, they took the 1 week prorated pay, they took my bonus of 7,000, they took my relocation bonus, took out the taxes, and for the first time in my life, I got a check of $11,800. I have that check printed. I have it in my bedroom. And I asked myself, wow, so you're telling me I spent 6 months to get training, another 6 months, let's say a year, to get into a $98,000 job. And I spent another year working four jobs, never seeing my family, never being able to have fun to make 60 grand. So, what that really tells me is that even if it took me 1.5 years to get that IT job, I wouldn't have lost anything. Now, if I break down my previous job as a nurse, let's say I was only doing one job, I would have ended up probably with $30,000. So that means even if it took me 3 years to get my first IT job, I wouldn't be losing anything. I want us to understand this thing, right? And I'm saying this not only to the Lead People Digital Agency to encourage you, but everybody who is listening to me. Everything in life, you pay a price. It's a fact. People say ignorance is bliss. No, ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is pain. When you're
Correct.
ignorant, you pay a price for that. Right? So I'm glad to have you on the line today, Kofi. Thank you so much. I know you have to jump to your other meeting. I really appreciate the time you took. I will still be having you back again in the next couple of weeks because I want you this time when you get back, I would like you to talk about the financial arm, right? We have a lot of people in the industry today, young people, mid-age people making a lot of money, right? 150, some of them 200, $300,000 as IT professionals. And we need to also be able to use professionals, leverage our professionals like you to coach them on how to manage their money for their tomorrow. Because I tell people the worst thing that can ever happen to anybody is the three prong. I call them the three prong devils: old, sick, and broke. When I think about that, those three prong devils, I don't go to sleep.
That's
Old,
it.
we cannot control that. We all are going to age. How we age, it varies. Maybe you eat better, you don't eat, but we all are going to age. Sick, of course, you will get sick at some point as you age. It's natural, right? But broke, you can control that. That's why we spend time talking to people. That's why I bring people like Kofi to come and explain to people what lies in this thing. Why, if you're listening to us, you have to be part of the industry now, not next week, not tomorrow. If you're listening to us and you're interested to have more information, go ahead and click the link on the screen. You book a one-on-one appointment, and I'll personally call you on the phone and we can have a chat. Kofi, thank you so much. We appreciate you for coming. Man, my best regards to the family, and we'll talk to you around. You have a good one, Kofi.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm calling people to click on this link. Let's change our community. Let's be patient, and it shall be well.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay.
Wonderful. So, ladies and gentlemen, dear televiewers, if you're watching us now, we appreciate you. Go ahead on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, please subscribe to our channel, share our video. If you find this valuable, which I believe you do, go ahead and share the video. We have live shows like this every Wednesdays and Fridays from 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 6 p.m. Central Time, for about 30-40 minutes. And our job is simple. The goal is just simply to share information that is valuable for people, because it's usually said, our people perish from lack of knowledge, right? A lot of people want to do different things. They have the energy, they have the desire, they have the willingness, but if they don't have information, they cannot progress, right? One of my mentors, Jim Rohn, says something very interesting. He says, motivation is not enough. And I believe that's true. Motivation is not enough. Because you motivate an idiot, you will just be a motivated idiot, right? So information too is very important. It's not only important to be motivated, but to have information on what to do, how to channel that motivation to deliver something of value. We appreciate you all for joining. We really, really are grateful that you're able to join us this evening. Please stay tuned. If you like the content, share it. Please go ahead and join our different Facebook groups. We have a Facebook group. Subscribe to that group. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share this link. Share this video. When you see our content advertisements for our shows coming up, share it on your Facebook page. Share it on your social media platforms. Invite more people to come. Just think about how much you probably have learned in the last 30 minutes that might be you didn't know existed. Think about the number of people you know, 20, 30, 40 people. Think about the number of friends you have in your network on social media who might also benefit from this information. And here is the beautiful thing: the cake is too big. You having a job doesn't stop anybody else from having a job, because every day, only in the US alone, I'm not talking about the global numbers, I'm just talking only in America alone, there are over 500,000 IT jobs open just by the federal government. They need people to work. I'm not talking about private companies like Walmart, and they have permanent openings of hundreds of thousands. You can go to Google right now and just type Scrum Master positions available, and you will see about 20, 30,000 positions available that they need to fill urgently, because these companies need you. These companies need you to come in and solve their problems. right? So if you find this valuable, share it with your friends, share it with your families, invite them to this show. The next time we'll have another one on Friday. I'll be bringing another guest, a very, very talented young man. In fact, one of the smartest IT engineers I know, but he's not only an IT engineer, but he's a young man too that has something very interesting to share, right? You'll be able to learn from him the different tricks and techniques by which you can start in the IT industry, because he started from the ground up. He was also watching a live show like all of you watching today. He wasn't sure what was in store for him, and he took a chance, right? Like Kofi says, if you jump, your parachute will eventually open, right? So we're glad to have you. We're glad you joined us. You have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I'll leave you with this piece of advice. If nobody ever told you, you are enough. Go out there, be blessed, bless somebody, and never stop being a blessing to everyone who comes your way. Take care, and we'll see you on Friday. Have a good one. Bye for now. Please don't forget